YouTube, it's Upside DIY. I got some fish in here. I finally went back to the creek after I had some time. I'm going to actually dump. I got a bucket right there. I got a fish net. I actually used only the bag to hold the bottle, and then I used some plastic cups that I found on the way. So basically, these are wild caught guppies or whatnot. There were actually salamanders in there. I'm gonna turn on this aquarium light. Make sure the chicken looks like a dead fish. I don't know if there's any dead fish. These fish are just really, just working there. But I got some little small, weird creek fish and one snail in here. I don't know if I want the snail or not. I actually was going to give it 2 snails, but there might be 2 snails in there. Yeah, there's 2 snails, at least 2 snails, one big and one small. So these fish were in my backpack and stuff. I don't know where the other goldfish are. Maybe some of them passed through. They're probably hiding underneath the filter that always tends to fall down. So these fish right here are really small baby ones. I kind of had to go back and forth around in the creek. A lot of the pools are drying up, so I was kind of lucky. There were a couple of like weird looking, they had long shells and they were basically some type of freshwater crab. But I just didn't really, So yeah, these fish are actually in the creek water. I did get some of the creek water does seem to be clearer, but some of them seems to some of the creek water, once you kind of get it murky and things. So yeah, now I see all 4 of my goldfish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a lot of ammonia and things that are going to really bother them with their gills. It's more fresh water and filtering water. I do want to try to basically with these fish, I want to try to put them in the back aquarium there. I'm probably going to take out that filter in the back. It's a little too big for them for now. I'm just going to use an air stone, and the HOB filter might be a little too big for these fish to really just have a place that wasn't going to dry up. Like the whole creek, I stayed for like an hour or two basically just trying out every little pool, and then there was just this one that was pretty much in a decent shade, and there was one that had a lot of swimming things, at least 20 in like a small little pool like this, and it was really shallow, but they would go into the mud, the sand or something. They would actually and I could have caught a salamander and things, but I was just concerned maybe the salamander would eat most of these fish eventually or something. It's really hard to see these fish. They're pretty small, and they're going to try to be a little hungry. I want to just give them a little bit of rest and things. I might even consider, a lot of them are pretty skinny and things. I might try to give them some food right now and then clean out the water and stuff. So let me try to do that. So right here I've got some of the frozen flake food that I've been keeping inside the freezer so I'm just going to feed them a little bit, get them a little bit more healthy and stuff. So that's pretty much you know, how it is for now, they're probably going to need to grow a little bit more. And it was really cool that I was successful just scooping out. I didn't even have a fish net. I didn't bring the fish net. If I would have brought the fish net, I would have got larger ones. I would have probably got, as much fish as I wanted to. But I pretty much used more of a patience technique and just tried to skim the water with basically a free cup. And and they would actually get trapped in a shallow kind of area, and then they wouldn't be swimming, or they would want to be caught and this and that, because knowing that the creek was drying up and things, they were going to have to find technically a better. So these are wild fish. These are wild guppies, probably. I'm not, probably minnows or whatnot. We'll just have to see when they grow up. But they're going to be pretty fun if they do. They could be striped bass or trout. They could be larger fish. There were salamanders in there. There were just snails, and I did find kind of like a mossy looking thing, but those mossy things are just actually roots from like vines and things that go down into the water. So these fish aren't like really getting into the food, because they're probably just used to like algae or insects and things. But there are a few insects in there or something, and flies were here and there. There's like at least 4 or 5 pools in that area that definitely could have used a fish net to catch some of the fish. And that's all I pretty much would have needed to catch more fish. But I got some of the leaf that they're used to, like a eucalyptus leaf. They tend to be able to eat some of that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 over there. I probably got at least 8. 1, 2, 8, 9. Yeah, it was pretty fun. So yeah, I'm gonna let these guys rest up a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to fix up that aquarium. I'm not gonna use the HOB back there right away, because they might get sucked into that. I'm gonna wait until they get a little larger, or I have another system, filtering system. But I'm definitely going to try to give them some type of water circulation or something. But pretty interesting, really cool that that I was able to get this out of the way, just to get to that creek again and then try it out, and then see what happens. I was also thinking of the succulent pond where these plants came from, and having water in there and this and that. I would actually have to manage to do more work around here and get to a certain just free to collect fish, and then hope that that things become a little bit more organized, and that after a while I could try to get a nicer fish and things. But you know, enjoying these. They have some stripes on them. They're a little bit long. They're freshwater. I'm not sure. I wish I had like a water meter and a tester and things, but I'm just going to have to, you know, that water in the back tank has been cycling for at least a month and things. Maybe that, you know, I might even have to taste this water and see if it's a little salty. I might have to add some salt in that aquarium just to help them breathe a little bit better. But yeah. And you know, this aquarium needs some upkeeping. It needs to be, you know, cleaned. I need to actually bring the hose through this water, this window, fill up these aquariums, and then I could really try to basically you know, basically try to make some videos on you know, wild or but these fish weren't really like the fastest swimmers. You know, these are really baby fries and things, so they were pretty easy to catch, you know. But once they get a little larger and stuff like that, they'll basically be a little bit more faster and more stronger and things. So yeah, really interesting. You know, if I put them inside the aquarium, you know, they'll probably have to, you know, I'm gonna put them in the back there. I might have to, you know, make a few rock adjustments. So, you know, just put something, you know, maybe a bowl of rocks and things where they could just hang out and feel a little bit more comfortable. Having leaf debris, it does seem to help in the wild, but you know, this snail is kind of climbing up a little too high and things, so you know, that's pretty much. So these fish are pretty weird looking. They kind of remind me of like a rainbow trout, but I'm not 100% sure because they have a few dots on them, so it's going to be really fun to see them grow up bigger and see what type of fish they are and this and that, you know. And I'm going to just keep them quarantined together, and then maybe next year or the year after I can actually get some more and then maybe do the same. This front aquarium with the heat pad, I may or may not, you know, it just depends if you know, some of the food that I'm giving these fish, like chicken and beef, I don't know if they're really liking it or not. I'm gonna have to try to get some cauliflower and things, some vegetables, some broccoli, to help them do a little better. So I'm gonna try to plan that for them, you know, just steamed vegetable, and hopefully that will help. Or maybe just some fruit. They seem to like some fruit sometimes. I just have to, you know, keep an eye or you know, just schedule cleaning up, you know, any mess, because I don't want too much, you know, of you know, bad food and things. But yeah, I'm really excited. I got some more fish basically, and they're kind of really Frankenstein right now, but you know, hopefully they're doing better, because you know, within that creek area it's going to heat up and most of it's going to dry up, and there's going to be hardly any more fish except for a few inside a deeper area. And you know, I got to get some, and basically most of the whole creek is probably going to dry up, and you know, the next year's bunch, nature just uses this as fertilizer for, you know, some other plants, or just some other you know, beneficial things within within the ground and things. For when water gets there, it's going to be more cycled and probably more insects and things for fish to eat, and then continue trying to breed these little small creek fish. So thanks for watching, YouTube. I'll see you next time. I couldn't have done it anywhere else. This was actually the only place where I could use a cup and actually scoop out little fish and things. And there you have it. Have a good day. Bye.